I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Hey, what's happening? Happy Hump Day. Good afternoon and welcome to the Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score, 107thescore.com, and the 100.7 The Score mobile app. Brought to you as always by our friends at Happy State Bank. You can take that mobile app just about anywhere with you. Even listen in over in Hooker, Oklahoma, if you'd like to. I actually know someone that lives in a Hooker.
I know a guy from Hooker, Texas. No, sorry, Hooks, Texas.
Hooks, Texas.
Dang it.
No, there's a Hooker, Oklahoma. Shout out to my high school
there's a joke in there. I'm just going to pass on it.
That's probably the wise thing
We
to
used to
do.
go to youth events when I was growing up in Kansas that a church from Hooker, Oklahoma used to come up, and we always left when the Hooker bus showed up.
Oh, blazing start, y'all. Blazing start. That's Chris Snead. I'm Chois Woodman. Clint Scott back behind the glass. Keep hitting us up, or just start hitting us up. You can keep if you want. You're welcome to on the Yates Flooring Center chat line through that 100.7 The Score mobile app and at 107thescore.com. Hey, yo, Sneeder.
What's up?
Wait a minute.
It has been, man. Since I left here, I've been to the East Coast and back.
Yeah? How was Baltimore?
Baltimore was great. When it was like 40 and raining here, it was 75 there. It was awesome.
Found a good time.
And I had to drive back.
Yeah.
That was do not recommend. Give it 1 star. Would not do again.
What is that, 27 hours?
23 and a half hours.
Okay. I overshot a little bit.
Yeah.
23 and a half.
Yeah, that was
Not straight through, right?
not great, Bob. No.
That's good.
I did stop in Nashville.
Yeah. And?
Killed it at the karaoke bar, man.
Oh, my gosh. I was like,
Killed
okay,
it.
where are we going with this? You going to the Grand Ole Opry?
No,
You
I went
going
to Miss Kelly's
the Johnny Cash Museum.
Miss Kelly's in Painter's Alley. If you've ever been there, it's
have
kind
not.
of a little famous karaoke bar there.
I have never spent any time in Nashville. I've gone through, but never spent. We're actually, when we make our trek that direction for the Derby in a month or so, we're going to stay in Nashville a couple of days.
I recommend staying in downtown and West End. There's a lot of great places, great restaurants to eat, and then you're good to some good nightlife. And Painter's Alley has got a lot of little hole-in-the-wall bars, one of which is Miss Kelly's karaoke bar.
All right.
And it was great. I had a great time.
Okay.
I mean, I wasn't there very long, sang one song, and I literally one song and left on a high note.
Literally?
Literally sang the song and walked out the door.
Was it a high note that you finished on?
Yeah, actually it was.
Okay.
I sang Till You Can't by Cody Johnson. So
All right.
if you know the song, you finished that one pretty high note.
Y'all are welcome to pump in anything you want on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Tell us where you sang karaoke this week, if you did.
Is it today Wednesday?
Today is Wednesday.
Okay.
I know. It's a little, and we're not, this is actually this program's last show of the week.
Is it?
Yeah, because we have March Madness games on Thursday and Friday.
What?
So.
Yeah, we're tomorrow, 4th seeded, if I have this right, Choice, 4th seeded Kansas is playing, not 3 seeded.
Huh.
And for some reason, I'm
4th seeded.
I'm a little hot in this
You
booth
parched?
right now. I could sure
You
use
parched?
a frozen drink.
Oh yeah.
Of some kind.
I mean, first of all, you're at 4. You're seated too high.
Agreed.
Holy cow!
I
if you
agree.
didn't have that
Should be
ridiculous stinking blue duck chicken on there,
Blue Duck Chicken.
yeah, not a horse name.
No, we can't give Jayhawks a horse name.
I mean, really, man. And that I won't say him. He did play for us. Kevin McCullough. What are you doing, dude?
He's hurt.
Oh, yeah? He sprained his pancreas?
I thought you were going to go somewhere else with that. But
No. I could say that. Off air, I'll tell you what I really think of it.
well, I can already interpret what you really think. We'll talk tournament, go through some of the matchups. Let Snead give the upsets he thinks could happen.
I only pick one upset the entire tournament. And I have one upset that I'm just like me. I just got to look at the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I can't participate, so I can look at it. I only see in the first round like one upset.
Okay.
And then everything else is kind of mild.
Well, the recent last few years will tell you there's going to be more than that.
I know.
Good chance of
Just
it.
on the years you don't think there's going to be a bunch. You think, this is going to go chalk, and then there's like 6, upsets in the first round.
Yeah.
And the next year, everyone gets their brackets out, and they're like, I'm going to pick 11 over a 6. I'm going to pick a 13 over a 4.
That's very chalky.
Watch this.
Yeah.
And then it's straight chalk in the first round.
Very chalky. Yeah. Usually, actually, what we've had the last couple of days, Snead, is that we've had one like crazy day. So last couple of years, it's been Thursday or Friday. That's been the wild day, and then it's more chalky on that.
It was a couple of years ago. Remember, St. Peter's gets all over Kentucky. Kentucky's like, what just happened? We got peacocked.
So lots of storylines for Texas Tech going into this particular matchup with North Carolina State. You're from
I was born in Rockingham,
area,
North Carolina.
right?
And I lived in Durham, which is right down the road from Raleigh in the Research Triangle when my dad was at Fort Bragg.
So you
lived in Durham.
You've experienced NC State.
My dad, before he went into the military, took some courses at NC State. My mother, when she got done with nursing school, did her nursing residency at Duke University Hospital.
There you go.
And I wanted to go to the University of North Carolina until I opened up that application. Yeah.
And then
I sent it in. I got accepted to every university I applied to except for one, North Carolina.
That's the one.
The one.
Thanks, Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Making it
I was
exclusive.
Sour. I got into Texas. I got into Texas A&M. I was going to play football at Sul Ross. I got into New Mexico. Of course, I got into UTEP. I even got into Marquette.
Look at you.
And North Carolina, the school I wanted to go to, nope. Nope.
I applied to 2 schools.
Yeah.
One was Texas Tech. One was Texas A&M. I had zero want to go to A&M. I just wanted to prove to friends that I could get in to A&M, and I got into both schools I applied to, and my intent was going to Texas Tech from the get-go. So
I was not going. I was going to go play football at Sul Ross, and then I got grounded and watched the Independence Bowl, and I said, "I can."
We've heard that story.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
It is a good one.
I've got a conspiracy
That's
theory.
the butt blood story. You heard the whole butt blood story?
Oh, I have heard the butt blood story. Yes, I've got a conspiracy theory. Okay. So if you missed it, ESPN has announced their contract extension with the college football playoff. I have a little theory surrounding that particular announcement. We'll get to that coming up. And the details, which are slanted towards the big guys, as you can imagine. I'm asking everybody today, what are your Big 12 rooting interests in the tournament? Are there teams you're pulling for? Are you rooting for everybody to lose? What does that look like? So we'll get Snead's answer, Clint's answer, as he's rooting against the Jayhawks this year. And some headlines for you next. It's the bottom line with you till noon. Nope, till 3 on 100.7 The Score.
Getting to the point, but taking the scenic route to get there. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Chois Woodman, Chris Snead with you from the First United Bank studio. You're listening to the Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score and 107thescore.com. We'll give you headlines in a moment, but
have breaking news or something?
Well, we've got someone hanging out on the Visual Edge IT hotline that you can call there as well if you want to. Who do we have today that's got a question?
Oh, this is Justin.
Oh, what's up? How are you?
Good. I thought to do this because I'm good. Make my day.
Justin, your phone's cutting out on us.
Hey, yo, Sneader.
What's up?
There we go. Thank you, man. All right. I had a question for the official.
Okay.
Okay.
We were watching the Tech Oklahoma softball game Sunday.
Okay.
And there was a play. It was kind of it's a crucial point. There was a play at first base where, watching it live, we all thought that the OU first baseman, she came off the bag to catch the pass,
Okay.
catch the throw, and anyway, Tech tried to. She was called out. Tech tried to review it.
Okay.
I said, no, we're not reviewing it. It's my call. Not a reviewable call.
A player off the bag?
Roughly, yeah. She said the umpire at first, because the Tech asked for a review. The home plate umpire was granting it, and the first base umpire emphatically came in and said it was my call, no review. We're not doing a review.
Interesting.
And it was, yeah. Well, there was a couple interesting points in these. I think that was in the third inning
Okay.
when it was still a 2-1 game, and that was going to be the third out. Or anyway, I don't remember exactly which out it was.
Okay. Well, here's what I can tell you. I'm not 100% sure of how the softball review rules work. In baseball, the team, either team can challenge a call until the seventh inning, and then from the seventh inning on, it's the umpire's discretion. And really, they can request a review and challenge one time, and then if they win it, they retain their challenge.
Yep.
I don't know 100%. I mean, I don't call softball, and so I don't know the review rules. I'm assuming that they are similar to baseball, which would mean that if Tech requested a review, they would. I don't know if they'd be obligated to do it. It could be they may have the discretion to do it. So I don't want to tiptoe around your answer there, but I'm just giving you that. I don't know because I don't know their review rules in Division I softball like I do in Division I baseball.
Okay. Well, there was a couple crucial plays in 2 innings.
Okay.
And then the next one, Oklahoma was granted a review at first base, and then the call of course got overturned, and it wasn't in Tech's favor.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tech did get a review about a runner's interference with the fielder.
Okay.
And there's still some questions about that, but it was, I don't know. I didn't know that, typically what we hear is that when you get like, okay, they're going to review it. They ask for a review, they're granted a review. And in that particular play, the first base umpire, she was emphatic that her call, that she pointed at the ground, I guess, saying foot was on the bag, no review. And I didn't know that was something that could happen.
That is, that's interesting. And I'm answering this complete transparency. I didn't see an inning of any of the games this weekend because I was in Baltimore. So I'm having to take your word for that, and without knowing, I really.
Oh, my word's gold.
Yeah, I'm going to bet it is.
Justin, we appreciate the call, man.
Yeah, and like I said,
y'all have a good day.
No problem. You too. And like I said, I don't want to tiptoe around that. I mean, without knowing with 100%, but I am about to research that in the next break and find out.
It's pretty rare to see someone or when review is asked for. I honestly would like a better challenge system in college baseball because it feels like they're reviewing a lot. Well, I think Major League Baseball. You can correct me if I'm wrong on this. You get 2 reviews, and then
I think it's 2 reviews. Period.
And then you get. I think if you get both right, you get a
third.
Get a third. I believe that's the case. You can. We can research that.
Yeah, they're all. That's
But it just feels like they ask for a ton of reviews in college right now, and really no ump ever says no. I mean, we see it.
I mean, yeah. What's the win for the umpire to say no?
Make a coach mad at you. That's about
exactly.
That's going to happen.
I mean, I don't know. You know what the funny part? Years ago when I was in arena football, AF1, when they did the review, they literally took you over to this 70-inch flat screen TV right up, and they just rolled it up to the field. And the referee goes over and puts his headphones on. Put the headphones on, and they say, "When you start talking, America can hear you. Yeah. Everything you say, America can hear."
Oh, I think that's what I want to see badly in almost every sport.
It's the scariest thing I've ever done in my life.
I want to see it.
Because
I know it's
because one, you're looking at this, and now you may not get the same views that everyone else does, because just because they're showing you that view.
Okay.
Now this is a hard fact here. The views you get on TV are not necessarily the views that the replay official gets when he's making the review. Now, here's the other thing. The referee, other than telling the replay official what the result of the play was, is not injecting anything into that conversation. But he's the one that's going to take the complete booze when he gives all he is a parrot. And
sure.
And somebody else in a booth or in a command center somewhere is making that decision, and it's kind of hilarious. Now, the reason why the referee and the replay officials don't get all the views is because you at home, the producer and director, are making sure that you at home get better views than the replay official. And the replay official, that's why things take so long, because after they give you all the views, the pretty views on TV, then they send all those views to the replay official.
So what I loved when they had the transparency of that, where you could see where the replay official's in on that conversation. You can hear that on TV.
Was the XFL that did that last year?
Yes, that's right. And the XFL, I think that should be done, because I think it also puts protection around the officials of being able to show there's no conspiracies that could happen or anything like that. There's no, they wanted them to have this. You hear the entire conversation. You get to hear the reasoning why they're going to keep it this way or whatnot. I think it's great. Transparency is a better thing in my mind, and I would love to see what they're talking about in those reviews and why they choose what they choose either direction. So
it's really not as sexy as you think it is.
No, but I think there's times where we absolutely would love to hear an explanation of the decision. If it's just simply, it's too close, that's not 100%, then great.
Yeah,
I would
most
like to
of
hear
the
that.
time, and I would tell you, there's replay officials. Some of them are more cowboys than others, and some of them are a little less. I don't know, guys. Yeah, just like there are people in life, there are guys in every profession that there's a guy that's a cowboy, and there's a guy that's I don't know. And so you get those guys. I mean, that happens, and you think something's going to get overturned, and no, they stay with it, or you think something's going to get confirmed, and then all of a sudden it's overturned by the cowboy, and you're like, okay, that just happened.
Y'all keep chiming in on the Yates Flooring Center chat line through that 100.7 The Score mobile app. Someone helps us out with the Hooker Horny Toads, is what Hooker, Oklahoma is.
Really?
It's pretty cool.
So the lizards.
Yeah, they've actually got the right name, Horny Toads. Snead, I was going to ask for karaoke today. Josh Abbott's Victory Bells. I'm sure you do.
Fight Raiders, fight.
Hooker Bus, horse name. How quickly does Jamie veto that? That is a pretty good one.
That's awesome.
Pretty good one. I like that one. Coming up next, I've got a slight conspiracy theory towards ESPN.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Just a slight one.
Here we go.
Let's see if you guys agree or disagree.
I already disagree.
And who are you rooting for out of the Big 12 to make run in the tournament? Where do you want to see teams go? I'm curious to see everybody's allegiances, or if it's screw them all, let everybody lose type of situation. Because there are teams I'm rooting for, and there are ones that I am not at all. You're listening to The Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score.
It's really not as sexy as you think it is.
Bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Happy Hump Day, y'all. You're listening to The Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score and 107thescore.com. Chois Woodman, Christopher Snead, hanging out with you in the First United Bank studio. Keep hitting us up. Thoughts, comments, questions, whatever you got, bring it in on the Yates Flooring Center chat line through that 100.7 The Score mobile app. We'll catch up because there's a lot on the chat line right now. First, I've got to tell you my conspiracy theory, which is not much of anything, but did you see college football playoff and ESPN have inked a new deal?
Like $7 billion?
Yeah, a little over $7 billion. Actually, I think it's closer to $8 billion. I think it's 7.8 or so. Anywho, the college football playoff and the ESPN have a deal that goes through 2031-2032 season.
Okay.
Now, with this deal, Snead, there are some caveats that are not as good for the Big 12 Conference and some of the other leagues, but they're better than where you're at now.
Okay.
So, $7.8 billion deal.
Okay.
It will pay participating conferences up $1.3 billion annually, and then the new agreement has a big boost where the teams currently are getting $5.5 million apiece. That's what teams get from these conferences that participate. You get $5.5 million apiece.
Okay.
That changes to $21 million apiece for both the SEC and the Big Ten.
Wait, what? $5 million for the Big 12, $21 million
No. No, that's what they were getting.
Okay.
$5.5 million is what they were getting. Now it is $21 million for the SEC and the Big Ten. The ACC, for some reason, gets more than the Big 12.
Wait, what?
$13 million for
the conference is going to go away.
Yeah, $13 million for the ACC and $12 million for the Big 12. So not a lot more, but it's $1 million more per school.
I am starting to get angry.
$1 million more per school. So all of this, the one thing is the people that really get left out of this is the group of five. Feel about that how you may. They go from $1.5 million to $1.8 million. They got $300,000 more.
Who cares?
Well,
I'm
I said feel about how you may.
I'm almost to the point where I'm just saying let's have a group of five championship of their own.
Here's one thing that I thought was very interesting. The Big 12 schools are getting $12 million.
Mm-hmm.
Notre Dame gets $12 million. They don't get the Big 10 and SEC money like we've so often seen with Notre Dame.
Interesting.
They get the same amount as the Big 12 schools. So this is really pushed, apparently, for Notre Dame to eventually get in the conference. This is kind of finally
that's
they're
what
getting
they really
punishment
need.
for.
Yeah, that's
and they've never been punished for it, and now they are.
Good.
This does not ensure that it's a 14-team playoff, but they are still working out the details on that. I mean, there's a lot of kind of nerdy stuff in this. Here's my conspiracy theory. Why announce this right now? Why did they make sure? Because this thing was basically done a week ago.
Yeah.
My conspiracy
you think that they're
theory?
trying to bite in on the NCAA?
Absolutely. ESPN, because they don't have
that's
a
right.
dog in the hunt.
Yeah.
This is all ESPN right here.
Well, they got the net.
The who?
The net.
So they don't get to participate in CBS's giant cash cow that is the NCAA tournament and the best viewing sporting event out there.
The first 2 days.
First 2 days, yes. But they don't get that. So I think ESPN, my conspiracy theory, is purposefully announcing today, the day before the NCAA tournament, because all people are talking about in the sports world right now, at least the college sports world, is the tournament all week long. It's like, hold up. We need some attention here. We're going to drop this in.
Interesting.
So, could you buy in?
I can buy into that.
Okay, see? It's not that crazy.
It's not a Friday news dump. That's for sure.
No. I mean, this thing had rumors of being done a week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It very well could have been all but done on Friday or Thursday. And
Chuck asking about why they left money on the table? Why didn't they go out and ask for some other people?
Yeah, but ESPN owns the college football playoff.
Yeah, that's why they didn't ask anybody else, Chuck.
No, I am with Chuck in his sentiment that there's way too much collusion involved.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's why. But there's collusion involved with the NCAA and picking teams and those sorts of things too. Who does the NCAA want in?
Kansas.
Who do they punish? Not Kansas.
Yeah.
They'll punish everybody that's not a blue blood in college basketball because
they want blue bloods. Yeah.
It's going to hurt their bottom line if they don't.
Yeah.
I mean, there's collusion all over
everyone's
going to
watch. Everyone's going to watch because it's Kansas, and they're going to watch because Kansas is going to lose.
Yeah. Yeah. Tyler asks, how much does Notre Dame get? According to this article, the exact same amount as the Big 12. $12 million a year from the college football playoff.
Yeah.
And this is not based off of teams that get in. This is
We're
the contract.
Get $12 million regardless.
Regardless. The new contract, the previous contract used to be based off of, okay, you get this team.
You get 2 teams in.
This is the distribution. No, this is based off of, hey, if the Big 12 had a nutty year and got 4 teams in, you're still getting your $12 million. That's how it works. Now, I wouldn't expect that. Honestly, it probably protects the Big 12 better that you don't have. I mean, if you only get 1 team in.
Well, yeah, but
well, I think
you're going to want to get more teams in.
Well, I think eventually you're going to get 2.
Yeah. Well, you're going to get 2. You get 2 now.
Well, not yet.
You're going to get 2.
Not in the current contract.
The 12 team?
12 team only features 1 guarantee. The 12-team playoff that goes through 2026.
No, SEC gets 3. The Big 12.
No, that was the proposed for this thing that we're talking about, and that those details have not come out yet. Whether you get that or not.
No, I think that's what's going to happen.
I would guess so. Yeah. But no.
You're talking about the current 14.
No, I'm saying your 2026.
The current 12 team deal.
The 12-team one only has 1 per Power 5, and then 1 group of 5, and then 6
at larges, which will all be SEC teams.
Well, actually, so no, it's 1 Power 5. So it's 7 at larges because
it's 7
there's
because
no
of Pac-12 gone.
There you go.
Thanks for coming.
We've confused everybody. Yeah. All right, so flipping over to college basketball. Who in the Big 12 are you rooting for?
Tech.
Who are you pulling for?
Tech.
Because I think there are 2 schools I'm like, I want you to lose fast.
I'm not pulling for any of them.
Bye-bye Kansas, want them to lose in the first round. Bye-bye Texas, want them to lose in the first round.
I'm not if you're looking for a rah-rah, hey, let's go Big 12, we're all going to go Big 12, No, I'm not that guy.
I'm not that guy either, but I also know what perception rules today in college athletics.
You have a great conference. You know why you have a great conference? Because you got 8 teams in the tournament. I don't care if 7 of them all go and get beat in the first round. As long as the one that wins is Texas Tech. Now that you got them all in there, I don't care what happens to them. I hope they all get a flat tire on the way to the arena. Okay, I hope that their best guy steps off and maybe gets his pinky toe caught in one of those sewer grates, and he can't play that day. I'm not going to ask for a fiery plane crash for all of them because I'm not a morbid person, but I do hope that they get stuck in traffic and miss the opening tip.
Glad you're not asking for that. Okay, that is a fine approach because within games, when I'm watching a game, I have a lot of trouble rooting for certain
I don't
teams.
root for Iowa State. I'm not going to root for BYU. I'm not rooting for Texas.
I honestly think, though, the Big 12 needs to get a team in the Final Four.
No.
Or the perception will be like, we overrated this league.
No, you didn't.
Going
No,
into
you
next
didn't.
year, that will be the perception.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. The Big 12 is still going to be a great basketball conference, and they'll talk about you like that. How many teams did we get to the Final Four last year?
Okay, so question.
One?
Question: If you get Arizona to the Final Four and there's not an actual Big 12 team, how do you count that?
I think you...
Because perception-wise, that's to me as Big 12.
I think it counts.
Right now.
I think it counts because they're like, well, yeah. They're
I mean, because think about this. All those teams that you're rooting for are also recruiting against you. So I hope that they all stink out loud.
Y'all can tell us what you think. Tell us who you're rooting for. Several of you have on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. We'll get to that after Kaylee's Daily next on 100.7 The Score.
Bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Glad to be part of your Wednesday. You're listening to Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score and 107thescore.com. Haven't talked baseball. Red Raiders won yesterday. We'll get
By
to
the
that
way,
coming up in a little
I
bit.
was watching that. I left in the bottom of after the seventh inning.
You and just about everybody else.
It was a chilly. I was still recovering from the 23
No, I
and a
don't
half
blame
hour.
people for leaving.
But it was also one of those situations, like Gary Ashby said, I know how it's going to end, and if it doesn't end that way, I don't want to be here to see it.
I think that's a fair one, yeah. I kind of like that approach.
That's the
rarely,
it's the total Gary Ashby approach.
I rarely leave, but that is a pretty good approach. I'm not blaming people. There was probably 100 people.
It was
left in the
chilly.
stands.
I was wearing.
It got nippy.
I was wearing the Lululemons last night too.
Hey-o. That's Chris Snead. I'm Chois Woodman.
Lululemons.
Clint Scott back behind the glass. We'll get back to lots more of your thoughts on the chat line on a variety of topics, but right now, a special Kaylee's Daily.
Whoo. That's right. You have waited, you have watched, you have wondered. It is now here. That's right. Put the kids to bed, let the cat out, and give the dog a bone. It is time for the owl off.
Okay.
Kaylee's Daily, of course, brought to you every day at this time by me. It's owl off time, guys. And so we do not have a show tomorrow because we will have the NCAA. We will not have a show on Friday because we will have the NCAA. And so the Owl Off will commence on Monday, but here are the way it's going to go down. It is the official Owl Off bracket seating. It's like the selection show right here. Your number 1 overall seed, the Great Horned Owl. Number 2 overall seed.
Great season. Of course,
Yeah,
they earned it.
That's right. They were number 1 in the net ranking. All right, the Barred Owl. Not the Barn Owl. Barred. Number 3, the Barn Owl.
Okay.
We seemed a little high there.
I think it might be a little overseeded.
No.
Did not have them on the 3 seed line.
I know. The number 4 seed, the Short-Eared Owl.
Sounds like a first-round exit to me.
Yep. We'll find out because number 5 seed is the Long-Eared Owl. Number 6 seed, the Burrowing Owl. The number 7 seed, the Eastern Screech Owl.
We're going to need to work on your screech.
Okay, let's try it right now. Number 8 seed is the Western Screech Owl.
That's your chance to say, okay, well, what's your screech sound like,
Exactly.
You flip that sound.
The number 9 seed, the Northern Saw-Whet Owl.
What?
Yeah. And my favorite, my dark horse to win this thing right here, number 10 seed, the Flammulated Owl.
These are all in Texas,
There
right?
is your Cinderella owl
Yes.
right there.
I'm going to have to get some help with this one here. The number 11 seed, the Ferniguous Pygmy Owl. And, of course, bringing up the rear, the Elf Owl. Okay.
I love the elf owl.
Yes.
The elf owl sounds like a mid-major owl.
I think it is a mid-major. It is definitely.
I
it is definitely the Drake.
I saw a pygmy owl over on the train tracks back by 50th in Milwaukee.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, she says seeding was determined based on size, distribution in Texas, and survival adaptations. There may be some cases where owls that are larger in size may be seeded lower due to their distribution in Texas and vice versa, or vice versa, if you would say that. Species profiles will be listed tomorrow. Actually, that'll be Monday. And to help choose who would win in a head-to-head encounter. The first 4 seeds get a bye. So the great horned owl, the barred owl, the barn owl, and the short-eared owl, first-round byes. The winning seed owl will be determined by her co-workers, as she actually can't have owls battle head-to-head.
What?
It's an exhibition, not a competition. No wagering, please.
She can't have
We're
one?
filling out brackets, right?
There is a bracket.
There is an actual bracket.
She has a bracket there, so if you want to,
If you can read her handwriting.
If you can read her hand, I tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna recreate this bracket
With typing?
without, and I love Kaylee. Kaylee is daughter number 2. I love her dearly. She writes in the worst hieroglyphics I've ever seen. I cannot read her writing.
Oh, it's wonderful.
And I owe her her second payment. All right. So she says, "May the best owl win," and we'll commence this on Monday.
Okay. All the way in.
All right.
This will be fun.
You can post. You know what? Let's just do this.
Why did she make the 2 little owls the smallest?
I didn't make the bracket. I'm not a zoologist.
Why did the
She said it's based on size.
I know, but I don't
distribution in Texas.
Why are we
survival adaptations?
Why are we sizeists out here?
We're not sizeists right there.
I mean, the pygmy owl and the elf owls are amazing.
Which owls have the heaviest legs? Asking
definitely a great horn.
Is there a beak adaptation here?
Like, what are you going to put on the beak?
I mean,
a hook.
I mean, well, we say it.
You could put a hand on.
I mean, and why are we so concerned with size around here anyway? I mean, we've been telling women lies about size for years.
Hello. You don't have to, right? Just kidding.
I'm telling the size of my tires. What are you talking about? I got 295s on there.
Marquis says, "What about alfalfa?"
That's just remember we're talking about Texas owls.
Your mom's a sizist. Okay.
Ooh.
Was that Kaylee that texted that in? Might have been.
Ooh, hang on.
Does she have a burner on there?
She may have a burner. You never know.
Chuck felt like he needed to text me a correction, so I'll read it for Chuck's sake.
Oh, goodness gracious.
ESPN owns broadcast rights, does not own the college football playoff. College football playoff would not exist without ESPN. So I get it, Chuck. I get what you're saying this morning. I'm on your side in the collusion that it shouldn't be the way it is. But ESPN owns the college football playoff. Yes, it says they own the rights. I get it. But they own the college football playoff. They get first dibs on everything. It is they've got contracts that are ridiculous. They own it. They do. So now, if they ever got outside those contract windows, they don't own it anymore. But they're not going to let that happen.
Doesn't Chuck have his own show?
I think he does. Yeah. He'll get 3 hours to talk more about it tomorrow. Someone asked $12 million per team or per conference.
I think it's per team.
Per team per year.
Yeah. That's why you wanted to be on this side of the fence.
Which is more than double what the Big 12 was getting before. But it's almost half of what the Big 10 and the SEC are getting. Yeah. So it's good and it's bad when that happens. 14
Which is how they try to sell it to you, right? They try to sell you on the good side. Like, look, you're doubling up here. You're making way more than what you were. It's like, okay, well, what about the other peers in this conversation?
But and then we're talking about double and these sorts of things. You're making more than 6 times what the group of 5 teams are making.
Yeah.
So
ask what Air Force is getting.
Yeah.
Colorado State, what are you getting?
Yeah. And that's why you got to make sure you're in that.
Undersized offensive lineman.
14-team playoff is stupid. Go 16 teams and no buys. Make everybody play a game. They did have one, according to the article, one caveat in there. If they want to expand beyond 14 teams, they can make that work.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, my theory, my prediction is that you will see jealousy from athletic departments where they want home games.
Oh, this is 100% coming to home games.
Well, they're going to have home games. I'm saying even those teams that get the 2 byes in the 14-team playoff, or the teams that get the 4 byes, they will not openly say, hey, we don't want these byes.
We'd rather have another game.
But administrations want those home games.
If you're making $6, $7, $8 million at home in revenue.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a playoff game, you don't think you'll sell that place out?
Yeah, even better.
Yeah.
I mean, think about what you can charge for everything in a playoff game. It will literally, those playoff games this year, in 2024, the 4 hosted home games for the 4 seed, 5 seed, 6 seed, and 7 seed will be 5 through 8. Literally the most important home games they've ever played on their campus.
Absolutely. And most expensive. And if you don't think that you're going to pony up and pay $250 a pop for those tickets, yeah, that's what's going to happen. Because, I mean, let's just say that Texas Tech snuck into one of those spots right there, and we're the 8 seed and we're hosting a 12 or a 9 seed. You don't think that they're getting ready to roll a $300 ticket per person out there at you?
Absolutely.
And guess what you're going to do? You're going to pay for it.
Because
you'll buy 4 of them.
Yeah. I think there's a lot still to be determined when it comes to the college football playoff in the near future.
Yeah. And
we haven't even hit the
$300 seat's going to get you on row 52 of section 102. By the way,
what up?
Shout
Talking
out
to my people
shout
now.
Out to Gus. Sit up there with Gus.
Snead,
see you next week.
Day. I know.
Yeah, see you next week, guys.
Happy weekend.
All right, good to see you.
Bottom line rolls on 100.7 The Score.
Getting to the point, but taking the scenic route to get there. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Thanks for hanging out with us on a Wednesday. You're listening to Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score and 107thescore.com. Chois Woodman and Josh Foppel.
Yeah.
The Shredder next to us.
You're a Ninja Turtle villain?
That's what I was just thinking.
You guys are way too similar. Clint Scott back behind the glass taking care of us. Keep hitting us up. Your thoughts, your comments, your questions. All of it welcome on the Yates Flooring Center chat line via that.
It is fully a tangent, but
100.7 Score mobile app.
Whoops.
You're good.
You said Shredder, and this was a few months ago. I tried thinking if I remember the words to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle theme song, and I did. And I'm pretty sure I've never actually heard the song start to finish.
Go on.
Get after it.
That was it. Oh,
you can do it as a spoken word if you don't want to sing it.
It's the one that, not the one that I grew up with, but it's the later generation, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The one that's
Turtles count it off. Yeah. There's no one better. Turtles, watch out for Shredder. That's what that made me think of when you said it.
All right.
Yeah.
Good times. Okay, I'm so
Moving on.
distracted. Let's get to a question.
Time now for Jamie's question of the day. Brought to you by someone not named Jamie.
All right, if the 4 Ninja Turtles weren't ninjas, what would their profession be as mutated reptiles?
Don't think they'd be pizza delivery, because I think it's a little on the nose. And also, I don't know that the pizza would make it.
Probably like an animatronic band.
Is this really your question?
No.
All right. Chuck E. Cheese animatronics?
Yeah. I want to go to
They would be literally turtles. They would swim around in a pond.
I guess if they weren't radioactive, yeah, it's true.
Do you think that they could be American Olympic divers? Because they would make a...
No. They would make way too big of a splash.
I also don't think that they... Yeah.
And they're
true.
too nervous. They just won't come out of their shell.
Too much.
All right. No, I do have a real question
No.
for you. It is bracket related. Okay. And you have to give me this answer power ranking style.
Okay.
So you have 8 teams to choose from the Big 12 for this answer. What 3 teams have the worst chance at making it out of the opening weekend?
What teams have the worst chance?
What,
Okay.
3 teams
3.
have the worst chance at making it out of the opening weekend?
Correct.
Okay.
I
mean, we could just
Wait,
pick. Are you going to give us teams or?
No, the Big 12.
You said okay.
Oh,
you did
gotcha.
say Big
Okay.
12. I'm looking at the old bracket-o right now.
Yeah, same.
Which my 35 brackets I've got open. Actually, no joke, I do think I'm at 36 at the moment.
36.
If we can
when
keep
you tap
climbing.
out at 25 on ESPN, right?
Yeah, had to move to Yahoo, and then CBS Sports only gives you 3. What is that?
Wow. Come on, CBS.
They obviously don't want people to do brackets there.
Are they taking this seriously? I don't think they are.
Okay. What 3 teams have the worst chance to get out?
Of the opening weekend.
Well, I think number 1 for me is going to be the TCU Horned Frogs. The TCU Horned Frogs, I think, will lose to Utah State because I think Utah State will be a dangerous team for Purdue. That is one of those teams, like New Mexico, that I think is severely underseeded. Probably should have been a 6 seed, maybe. I mean, they were in conversations for 5 seeds and some bracketology. The entire Mountain West was majorly overlooked or underseeded, however you want to look at it. So, Utah State, I think TCU's got the worst chance of any team to get out of the first round. I hate to go by seed line, but I would go Texas is second. Yeah, I don't know which Texas team shows up. I'm going to change that. Let's go BYU second. What kind of day do they have? I think Duquesne is a dangerous team. I am glad Texas Tech is not getting Duquesne in their 6-11
Because in this,
matchup.
you have to think of the second matchup too, and it's Illinois.
Yeah.
That's a toughie.
Yeah, I take Tech's both 11 and 3 matchups way over what BYU has to go up against. I think those are way tougher. And then the third one to me, and this is the toughest to get out of the second round. Is that what you said? To the next weekend?
First round?
To the Sweet 16.
To the Sweet
opening
16.
Weekend.
I think Kansas is, because of the recent news where McCullers out, and we still don't know about Dickinson, right? I assume he's going to play, but not at 100%.
He's supposed to play, but
Okay.
again, who knows what
Shoulder
the health
issue
level of
there.
that is.
I think Kansas is the next team for me that's going to have the most trouble getting
So what were
to
your
it.
official 3?
He had TCU.
I'm going to change mine back.
KU and
TCU, KU, and I'm going Texas again.
Okay, so
Because BYU, I mean, I don't know. When they're on, they can shoot it lights out. But those are my 3. Texas, KU, and TCU, which all happen to be in the exact same bracket. They're all...
I'm telling you, that Midwest is a mess.
It's going to be maybe the most intriguing of all the brackets to watch.
I think if there is that Cinderella story that makes it to the Final Four, it's
I
going
think
to
it
be
comes
out of
out
that
there.
side of that.
I
bracket.
agree. I completely agree. That's the one that's got the best shot at it. And probably because the 1 seed is Purdue, too.
It does not help.
I think that's...
You going to copycat me? That's okay.
I don't want to say like that was the easy answer, but I mean, look at the other schools in the Big 12. It's like if it's not those schools, like I don't think you're going to pick Houston to be eliminated, before the weekend's over. So
I mean, Houston, Baylor, Iowa State.
Yeah, I mean,
all of them are expected to go through. I think those are the 3 you expect to get to the next weekend.
Yeah, so I mean, my answers are the same. I probably wouldn't put them in the same order. I would put TCU as KU as my most likely, and then TCU, and then Texas to most likely to not make it out of the weekend. I don't know how you phrase it exactly, but that's my answer, and it can fit however that worked.
Okay.
What was the phrasing of your question? So I'll answer it that way. Sorry.
What 3 Big 12 teams have the worst chance at making it out of the opening weekend?
Gotcha. Worst chance. KU, TCU, and Texas. Worst chance. Mm-hmm. Texas has the worst chance. No. What am I trying to say?
Exactly that.
Okay. Yeah. So my answer is KU, TCU, and Texas.
I think 2 of the most inconsistent teams. No, I'll say that in a little bit. We need to leave Clint time to answer his own question. Who are yours?
We also have the same 3, but it's a third different order because I think Texas has the worst chance of making it out. Because I don't think that Colorado State game's a gimme, and I'm expecting Tennessee to beat them if they go on. The reason is because I have a lack of trust in Purdue, and maybe that is not fair to recent memory. If TCU does get next past Utah State, I think they will. I think it's going to be a good game, but at the same time, TCU doesn't have a great chance, but it's a little bit better to me than Texas. And then Kansas, that is obviously a toss-up right now, but they are in my bottom 3, and they're sitting right at 3. But I was Choice, you brought something up. I was flip-flopping between them and BYU, because matchup-wise, if Dickinson can go, I get the Samford pick of, they can shoot the ball really well. I get that. That's also a Samford team that had a terrible loss to Wofford not too long ago. And then on the other side, McNeese, what are they actually going to be in the tournament? And then we've talked about Gonzaga feeling a little overrated in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that being said, Kansas is still very much in my bottom 3 of least likely to make it out, just because of so many questions, and they looked horrible down the stretch. So, yeah. Same teams, different order.
Mm-hmm.